Now then, people, and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. And finally, as The Rock would say, finally, football's back, man. International games now in the rear view, at least till next season. And Leeds United now have 8 cup finals, 8 massive games to secure promotion back to the Premier League. And if you ask me, secure the title. I think everything is still on. Of course, there's a bit of fallout after the international break. I couldn't tell you what the Leeds United lineup's going to be. Rutter's back from his hernia. Will he play? Nonto's got a knock. Firpo, will he even be back in time? Connor Roberts, will he be okay? Gruyev's got a knock. So, take your pick. But look, Leeds United, and having done a bit of research on Watford, this is a game we've got to win. This is a game we should win. Like I've said and maintained now for a number of weeks, there's not any team in this league that can step to Leeds United. Certainly not Watford. Some will say famous last words, but we have a decent record down there. We have a decent record this season. We keep clean sheets for fun. We score goals. Yes, we might not be doing Ipswich, slapping Team 6. Did they get more points? No. Points win your prizes. And I think we'll pick up another 3 points, Friday evening. What a day of football it's going to be. You can keep it locked on the Just Joe Football Show because I'll be covering every single game. We're talking 12-hour shift levels when you incorporate the post-match and stuff. But I live for this shit. And what Daniel Farke lives for is 3 points, and I think we'll get it. But let's have a little talk about what Watford are going to have, because obviously former Manchester United midfielder Tom Cleverley is going to be in the opposing dugout. Okay, this will only be his second game in charge. Ismail recently departed from Everton, got the sack. I think they gave him an 8-year deal and then a couple of months later sacked him. These Pozos are absolutely mental. He stepped in as new boss, probably going to see them out till the end of the season. I think they've got a 9-point gap on the relegation rivals. However, coincidentally, the rest of their 8 games are against all teams that are above them, so they might not be out of it as of yet. But listen, the teams are down there for a reason. It is tight, but I think Watford will be okay. Now, what will Cleverley bring? Well, having read an interview, it's pure vibes. It's just pure vibes. Basically, he says and emphasised in his interview pre-Birmingham, I'm going to play with high energy and passion for the badge. Okay, yeah. He also acknowledged that he's got too short of a time to implement an attacking mindset. It can't be achieved overnight. He said, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to make subtle changes and adjust the mindset and organisation. Cleverley wants the team to play in the opposition's half, dominate games and maintain organisation defensively. Good luck with that against Leeds United. He's coming pure vibes. It's almost like Neil Harris when he was like, these players need to remember what it's like to play for Millwall, and they got absolutely steamrolled. I don't even know what it's like to play for Watford. Do they even have a distinct style of play? I would argue not, with the amount of managers they go through. This is going to be an easy 3 points for Leeds United. Look, of course, I'm going to take the piss a little bit when it comes to Cleverley, because he's ex-Man United, of course, but he did get a new manager bounce. We have to say that. They did beat Birmingham, who were dropping like a stone. So is it that big of a win? I'm not too sure. It was his first game in charge, though, and he did end a winless run of 4 games where they'd drawn 1 and lost 3, which then meant the previous manager got the boot. Emmanuel Dennis got that goal late on in the first half, proving enough to beat Birmingham at St Andrews. Emmanuel Dennis, a key player, one certainly we need to watch out for. For sure, Leeds United have been linked to him in the past as well. I wouldn't have minded him, in all honesty. But yeah, maybe I was wrong to think that, because maybe Watford is his level. But look, even though Cleverley has come in and got positive results, in that game against fellow relegation rivals Birmingham, the issues stretch further back. They've just picked up 8 points in their last 10 games, which is winning 2, drawing 2, and losing 6. It is the joint third fewest of any team in the division currently on form. 9 points above the relegation zone, as I said. They're not out of the woods yet. So maybe I'm maybe discrediting them too much, because as we know, as the season comes to a close, those lower down the league tend to get results when they need them. But Leeds United need them as well. Leeds United need them to keep our stranglehold on the top of the league. Look, we play last. If the rest of the results go the way of Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, we need to win in order to stay top, and that's where we want to be. And I've said now, we won't drop out of this top 2 at the end of each game week. You know, I think people misconstrued my point and said, oh yeah, but they played before us, so we will drop out of first. That wasn't what I meant. Each game week, I think Leeds United will still finish the weekend in first. I think, you know, at the end of the day, we look unstoppable right now. We're a steam train that cannot be stopped. You know, not even Superman could stop this train. This is how I feel right now. We've won 12 and drawn 1 in our last 13 games. It's unheard of. We're still yet to concede a goal from open play in them 13 games. It is insane. And look, Watford have been pish at home. They have been pish at home this season. 6 straight winless games at Vicarage Road since January, where they beat Chesterfield in the FA Cup. And in our last 3 meetings against them, they've lost every game without scoring a goal. And I'm expecting that to continue with the form that we're in. You know, we've won 16 matches in total this season to 0. And I'm expecting another clean shutout here. I'm not sure who. Look, they do have some decent players, but I just don't think over the course of 90 minutes they'll be able to create many chances enough to score, if I'm being totally honest, you know. I'm really confident going into this Friday fixture. You know, Watford, as I said, really poor at home, and Leeds United have been great away of late as well. We're on a run of 6 games undefeated away from home. There's only 1 draw in there, and that was against Huddersfield in their cup final. There is some little hoodoos to overcome, though, because Daniel Farke's never won at Vicarage Road, but I wouldn't read too much into that, if I'm being totally honest, because look what we did to him at Elland Road. We slapped them up, and I'm expecting more of the same. He's a bit of a wild one for you as well. We know how tricky our players are, right? We know how good they are on the ball in tight spaces. Well, expect or maybe have a little dabble on a penalty, because Watford are joint top for penalties conceded this season, and only 4 teams have more yellow cards than them. So they're going to mix it up in that respect, you would imagine. And the fact that Leeds United have had 7 penalties awarded this season, you know, it could be a decent little bet that leads to score a penalty. Maybe even Joel Pirro with his return and him maybe starting in the 10 with Rutter potentially on the bench. Like, look, I'd love to go into some more particulars on how, you know, they're going to set up and play. I'm expecting. He says he wants to dominate possession. I don't know, mid-block potentially, and I'm not too sure because he's only managed 1 game as Tom Cleverley. I just think Daniel Farke will have too much for him. Wesley Hoyt is out as well. Their centre-back, one of the better players this season, so that's a plus. But they do have some other players we need to be aware of. Daniel Bachmann, of course, a decent, very good goalkeeper, in all honesty. Australian international. He's been reliable at times when called on this season. They've got Jamal Lewis as well, who previously worked under Farke. So he's decent going forward and backwards, you know what I mean? So one to watch out for. I think Ken Sema is back from an injury as well. Versatile player who can operate on either flank. He's got decent dribbling ability, crosses, set pieces, etc. And that is one area you would argue is Leeds United's kryptonite. I do want to mention Yasser Asprilla as well. He's been really good for them this season. No relation to Faustino. I did have a look at that. But he's got 11 G&A this season. And, of course, Emmanuel Dennis as well. So there are some players. I think Tom Ince is still there as well. I think Tom Ince has nearly played for every single team in the Championship right now. Yeah, he's like he's like Benjamin Button. He's just sticking around. He must be old now, but I still think he's young in my mind. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah, look, we'll have too much for Watford. I know Daniel Farke sort of played maybe the performance down and said, look, it's all about just getting through these fixtures because it's, you know, Leeds United might have a patched up squad. But even when you do, you know, put that patched up squad together with Byram at right back or, you know, Gray in midfield and Pirro in the 10 and James on the right, like, are you really concerned? I'm not. We still have more than enough. Even in a worst case scenario where Firpo can't play and Byram goes at left back, Shackleton at right back against Watford's going to be fine. Going to be fine. Comfortable win, controlled win, and a very, very good Friday. Happy Easter to all the Cristianos out there. Yeah, Christians. I'll say Christians. Maybe Christians. It's a bit disrespectful, isn't it? Happy Easter to all the Christians out there. Yeah, so comfortable 2-0 win for Leeds United. Move on to Monday, keeping that place at the top. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Am I being a little bit too disrespectful? Do they deserve more respect? I just feel like this moment in time, Leeds United are a train that will not be stopped. And another 3 points and a clean sheet in the bag. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.